Last time, the wheel refused to give me but this time it made sure I could not. So, dinosaur romance. And now I have to. So last time, the literary new weird and god. The third policeman was an experience. And same form. We get 3 spins. Each book has 100 pages to and we have the same 3 questions. This time around, there are no new genres because I really wanted that. But for the next episode, I'm going to be adding in some new weird subgenres that I found in my travel. If there are any that I've missed, feel free to. Let's rewind back to wheel spinning me and I'll catch up with you. So same rules as before. We have taken off all of the previous, I don't want to say winners. I don't feel like, okay, Cozy Catastrophe. So Cozy Catastrophe are cozy post-apocalyptic books. They're ones that are basically cozy, but the world is burning. Becky Chambers gets suggested quite a lot. I do have her for a future video though, because I haven't read it. I'm looking through the list to see what we have, which are free to read because we don't want, we're trying to find things that there's a lot that aren't on, so that's not. Ooh, this one's interesting. Blackfish City by Sam J. Miller. So after the climate wars, a floating city was constructed in the Arctic Circle. Once a remarkable feat of mechanical and social engineering is now right, and the population simmers with unrest. Into this turmoil comes a strange new visitor, a woman accompanied by an orca and a chained polar bear. She disappears into the crowd looking for someone she lost 30 years ago, followed by whispers of vanished people who could bond with her animals. Her arrival draws together 4 people and sparks a chain of events that will change Blackfish City forever. Won a lot of awards. Right, it's £2.99 on Kindle, so we'll remove Cozy Catastrophe. We're going to do three again. So, next one. We finally got Dinosaur Romance. We finally got Dinosaur Romance! Excellent. The top one on Goodreads. Dinosaurs, Disasters, and Albert Ernswine. Triceratops and Bottoms. Some of these. Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer. It says the original Dinosaur Romance commissioned originally by Storm Crow Pubs starting in 2016. Steamiest saurians, the most sizzling sexy stegosaurs, and titillating T-Rexes this side the Cretaceous. Let Lola Faust take you to unexplored realm of thunder lizard fantasy in these thrilling and risque novels. Okay, so we're going to do Wet Hot Allosaurus. Tanis was a simple country girl, desperate to escape life on the farm. Big Al was everything she was lusting for, a sexy bad boy carnosaur from the wrong side of the food chain. Would their forbidden love tear her family or her flesh apart? Join Tanis and Big Al for an erotic odyssey of sensuous saurians, guaranteed to tease and titillate the most demanding dinosaur erotica fans. Amazing. Amazing. I love the fact that there's like a critic review it. I read this after getting it recommended on TikTok. My first mistake. I'm a bit annoyed though because a lot of these that aren't on Kindle Unlimited. But who am I to turn down Dinosaur Romance, right? Okay, last category. So let's remove Dinosaur Romance since we finally got it. So we've got Cozy Catastrophe. We've had Dinosaur Romance. So one more. Just went into bizarro fiction. I mean, I got abducted by aliens and now I'm trapped in a rom-com. That has got, and it's got dinosaurs. Lions and dinosaurs and sexy. I feel like we've just hit it out of the park on this first one. Dorothy Valentine is close to getting her PhD in wildlife biology when she's attacked by a lion. On the not so bright side, it's because they're abducted. In her scramble to escape, Dory and the lion commandeer an escape pod and crash land on an alien planet that has dinosaurs. Dory and her new lion bestie, Toto, are saved in the nick of time by a mysterious and sexy alien, Sol. On their new adventure, they team up with the equally hot, equally dangerous Locke, who may or may not be a war criminal. Whether it be trauma, fate, or intrigue, Dory can't resist the attraction that's developing in their trio. As this ragtag group of misfits, Dory learns more about how and why they've all ended. Battles more prehistoric creatures than she ever imagined. She imagined zero. And questions if she ever wants to go back to home in this alien romance adventure comedy romp. Okay, we're getting it. We're getting it. They're all on Kindle. It's 298 pages. So we've had bizarro fiction, cozy catastrophe, and dinosaur erotica. So I feel like we're in for a bit of a wild ride. Blackfish City by Sam J. Miller. This is very tonally different to the other. Post-apocalyptic, there's supposed to have been a climate war, and there's a human settlement which is at the top of the Antarctic. It's floating. It was supposed to have been something that was like a utopia once upon a time, but then age and corruption has hit to it, and you've got these areas of gross poverty which rival these areas of totally very different. This one's more like I got to about 47% of the way in, and I was like, oh. So the way the book is set up, it gets told from different points of view all the way through. You skip between, I think, 3 or 4 different points of view all the way through the book. And at the beginning of the book, they are very separate. None of them really overlap to a point, and they're all part of this mystery. The main theme of this is trying to understand what this disease that they have is called the breaks. Now, the breaks, they think, was early doors interpreted as dementia or Alzheimer's, but basically it's transmitted through fluids, and the person that's got the breaks, they experience snippets of somebody else's memories, and it's not like full memories. It snips and it jumps around a lot, and it gradually fragments your mind basically, and sends you, and this is like an increasing problem. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows how to solve it. It's just the way it is. So you've got people from different areas. You've got a fighter. You've got somebody that's like an administrator for a politician. You've got people that are doing illegal dealings, and you've got all these different point of views, and the book is done in a way where you don't necessarily see how they're all going to be connected, but they do connect, and when they connect, it's beautifully done. I really, really. The only thing I was a bit disappointed in was the ending, because I don't feel like you've got a very satisfying ending. It kind of, everything just kind of stopped. There's like this big event that I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like these big events that happen in this big like confrontation base. It's a big confrontation that's happening, and they get to the end of the confrontation, and it kind of just stops dead at the end of the confrontation, and there's no real resolution or like flip to the future which tells you what's happened to them. So it's one of those where it's like you just assume that everybody's happy. You don't know where they end up. I am currently reading My Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer. So this is the dinosaur romance that I'm currently reading. It is massively unhinged. It is so. The premise is, this is a world in which dinosaurs exist, and they are being used as like manual labour. They're being used in. Tanis is the female main character, and she is working on her own farm. She works with her father and her brothers, but she secretly pines for the dinosaurs that are out in her line of sight. And there's one in particular that always catches her eye. Now, this dinosaur does come a-calling. Her family do not react well to this dinosaur being on their property, and immediately set out to take. Tanis gets shot in the arm, but rather than seek medical attention or go and get it checked out, the dinosaur like takes her away, and she eventually loses the arm. So but she allows the dinosaur to eat it in this weird like mutual bonding mode. She does have relations with the dinosaur, and then gets taken to this weird cult building. It feels very out of Midsummer. And she gets taken to this cult building where he like immediately runs off into the woods with this other woman. So she's very spurned, and goes to take part in this ceremony with this old lady and another dinosaur. Now, she finds out the dinosaur's name that she's especially interested in is called Big Al. And he comes back and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise that you wanted to do monogamy, and gets jealous and whisks her away. Then they are essentially on the run. They are on the run from everybody, from her parents, well, her father and her family, the people. It's just an insane. Let's talk about I got abducted by aliens and now I'm trapped in a rom-com bike. This is 280, 290 pages. It's kind of just fun. It's kind of just fun. Dory, she's called Dorothy, but she goes by Dory, is in the middle of doing her PhD. She has integrated herself into a meerkat colony, and she's observing them and doing the photography. And just as this big change is happening in the meerkat, a lion comes out of nowhere and attacks her. It all goes fade to black. When she wakes up, she's in an alien spaceship. Normally, though, they're the stereotypical little green men, little grey men. Oh no, in this they're penguins. They're penguins. The aliens are penguin birds. She has some sort of weapon. She ends up finding some sort of weapon. Just as the doors are closing to the escape pod, the lion, yes, the lion that she got bitten by, dives in. But the descent to the planet is so rocky that basically her and the lion make peace and cling to each other, hoping for survival. They land in this big crazy lake, and the lion licks her. They can communicate, so that you're starting to get some idea that, like, bodily fluids. I sat down and told my husband and my 15-year-old stepson about this book, and they were both like, this is insane. So then like the lion's like, well, you're a human, I've seen you operate these kind of things before. She's like, you mean a car? He's like, yeah, sure, a car. So you should be able to figure this out, right? He also asks for a name, a human name. And she's like, well, since I'm Dorothy, you can be called Toto. So you've got this big man-eating lion called Toto. So they're trying to figure out how to escape from the escape pod when this big monster comes bursting out of the lake and clamps down on it. So they basically bail straight out into the water, quickly realising that there's a disturbance from the side of the lake. Somebody's got some sort of flamethrower that's helping stave off this dinosaur. They make it to the beach. Hooray, they're saved. Guy walks up. Grey, horns. We've got an alien, right? They can't understand him. So he's like trying to usher them along to take them somewhere. At which point the shock and the trauma of what they've just been through really hits Dory. And at one point she just decides she's not having any of this. She's just gonna sit down. He does pick them up, gets them to he sets up a fire so they can get warm. She like takes off her wet clothes and she gives him a hug and a kiss on the cheek in appreciation. And when he looks at her feet, the next thing you know, he's screaming, and they can understand each other because she's got toes and he's basically got hooves. So he's like, something's wrong with you, you're wrong. Wheelspin 1 gave us Cozy Catastrophe, which was Blackfish City. I loved this book, like genuinely loved this book. 3 questions. What was the book actually about? What was the weirdest moment? And did I secretly love it or hate it? And then conclusion out of 10. It's set in a floating city in Antarctica. The trigger point for the story is when a woman appears on a skiff being hauled by an orca with a polar bear on board, which is this really strange occurrence. So this city's been purposely built. Obviously, when it was built, it was supposed to be this sort of utopia, this place, this saviour, this sanctuary. And over the years, it's devolved into the rich have this beautiful area, the poor live in slums. So the situation is very, very dire. There's also this disease, which you see introduced quite early on, called the breaks. Nobody really knows what it is. So the underlying plot is really about the breaks. It's kind of a mystery. As usual, I'm not going to go into too much detail because it is a mystery. So if you do want to read it, I don't want to give any spoilers away because you need to get there in the book by yourself. What was the weirdest moment? Probably where she arrives with the orca. That's really kind of bizarre. And it's weird for the people in the book as well. This isn't like a normal thing. So that's a very strange, weird occurrence to happen. Did I secretly love it or hate it? I loved it. I genuinely loved it. It wasn't really weird. Compared to the other 2 books that I read, this one was actually pretty sane. Quick rating out of 10. 8.5? 8.5 out of 10. Then we spun the dinosaur romance and we got Hot Allosaurus Summer by Lola Faust. This book only has like 150 pages. So I did read the whole thing. It is just a wild ride. It is just a wild ride. It is essentially about a woman who works on a farm in this alternate reality. Dinosaurs are alive. Dinosaurs are farmhands. And she's been eyeing up this particular dinosaur for a while. He's apparently been eyeing her up too. And they kind of run away together. It's a very strange, it's got a lot of twists and turns, this story. It's a bit of a bizarre one. I mean, he's called Big Al. She ends up losing her arm. That's kind of the weirdest bit was the cult. When they first run away together, he takes her to this cult where they're like, the dinosaurs are revered and women literally let them do whatever they want to them, and they swap dinosaur partners all the time. Because when they first arrive, he disappears off with this woman that appears at the door, and she's like, oh wait, hang on a second, he's not with me monogamously, he's now running off with this other woman. That was weird. And the escape from the cult, that all of that was really, really strange, and it wasn't explained very well, and I just know. I think I said in my catch up, it's like Midsummer, but with dinosaurs at that point, it's very strange. Did I secretly love it or hate it? I just don't know. I read it just like wide-eyed for 150 pages. I was like this. Barely blinking. Quick rating out of 10. 4.5. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't entertaining, yes. It was very, very silly, but it was not good. Finally then, we got Bizarro Fiction, which was I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming. This one made me laugh so much. This alien planet has been supposedly set up as like a conservation area for humans. The aliens have misread the intelligence level or the sentience level of humans. And there's some weird things like there's a random cul-de-sac just like thrown in the middle of a jungle and things like that. It's a very bizarre book. And the aliens that abduct them look like penguins. And most of it is a revenge story where she wants to just go and punch the penguin in the face who's responsible for abducting the humans. It's a roller coaster. It is a roller coaster. The weirdest moment, I mean, it's all pretty weird. It's all pretty weird. Weirdest moment probably when she's trying to figure out when the lion requests the human name and she decides that because she's called Dorothy, the lion's going to be called Toto. Did I secretly love it or hate it? I kind of loved it. I kind of loved it. There's the sequel to this is I Punched an Alien and Now I'm in Marriage Counselling, which in itself is amazing. I feel like I need to read that next because it sounds so ridiculous. It is just a fun. There's multiple parts where I like laughed out loud. It's just a fun, silly read. It's not trying to be anything. It's not. It's just they're a throuple. There's a throuple situation going on here. Not with the lion. With two other aliens, and Dory. And out of 10, I don't know. I genuinely had a really good time reading it, and I enjoyed watching people's faces when I tried to explain to them what the book was about. That was a good time as well. 7.5, 8, 7.5 or 8 probably. Yeah. If you're enjoying watching me suffer for your entertainment, do me a favour, just hit subscribe, hit notify. There will be more wheel action coming your way. This is just too fun to not do more of. So how did these books rank against the first episode I did? Blackfish City is the winner right now. It's Blackfish City and I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm in a Rom-Com. Both have scored higher than Annihilation. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again next week.